Wow. Out of tune. Okay. I don't know where this vlog's going to take me, conversational wise. Bit peeved, but trying to stay happy. Still trying to put up with the racket going on over there at that bloody cement factory, or cement supplies factory. But I've come in here way earlier than I normally do to enjoy the coolness of it, you know, because at a certain time of day during the afternoon when I normally come in here, the sun moves over the top of the awning that my hammock, or the end of my hammock, is hanging onto. For about 30 minutes, it hits my head, and it, you know. But anyway, where am I going to go from here? Yeah, get a load of that. If you can see that, I hope you can hear the little birdie in the background. Now, it doesn't look much to you, right? But it's called the Queen of Fruits. And to actually imitate a wee bit like Dennis, I'm going to leave that to you lot to tell me what this is, because I've been to my little tool shed here, got out my craft knife, hope I don't cut my thumb off. But I love eating these, but it's the season. They drop out the trees here. Right, I'm swinging around, excuse the expression, swinging around. I'm going to try and do this without slicing my bloody fingers off, right? Just trying to calm down, relax. My daughter, who featured yesterday on a vlog, she wants to come in with Daddy. Where does Daddy go? And they're all saying, no, you can't follow Daddy, right? They don't want her to come in with me. She's seen briefly, get all of them, right? There's the head bit, which I'm going to throw down to decompose. Now that, I'll get back to Jessie in a second. As they call, in Thailand, Queen of Fruits. Excuse me. No knives and forks here, pals. Oh. Wow. Yummy. Right. I nipped out on the old motorbike. I told you it was going to be a messy video, and the motorbike actually is going to feature in the next couple of days. I've just gone over 51 or 52 point blah 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 thousand kilometers on my bike in the 10 years that I've owned it, and the only thing I've ever had to replace on it is tyres and inner tubes and a battery, along with the odd oil change. Now back to the fruit, right? Come on, Dennis, I'm gonna invite you to my little quiz. Tell me what these fruits are. There's a kilo here, right? I'm gonna save a lot for my daughter. I'll open another one. It's slightly bigger. Right. Get my craft knife again. Oh, I'm in a swinging habit today, definitely, right? 35 baht per kilo is, I think, the dollar. They're trying to keep the baht up here. They're kowtowing with the Chinese, the Thai government. They want to control the Thai people, like the Chinese are trying to control, or are in control of the Chinese. Look at that, right? I don't really want to get involved in politics, but that's what's happening here in this country. Prayut, the Prime Minister of this country, is a general. military. He's known nothing but a military life. Anyway, back to Jesse. Because the family, Thais in general, on the whole, are deeply superstitious about voodoo, ghosts, ghouls, monsters, and all that kind of stuff. It's forced on them on a daily basis from day to noon on television, right? Excuse me. Because this resort that I've literally taken over was owned by the guy that himself, bad vibes. So I'm trying to explain to them, well, you know, I respect your beliefs, but you need to respect my daughter, your grandchild. That she's not thinking like you. I don't want her to think like you, right? Or I hope she didn't. Excuse the table manners, or lack of them. Delicious. Don't forget, you're going to have to name that fruit for me, the Queen of Fruit, Thailand. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, I come in here, yeah, I do the vlogs and that, but I do relax a lot here. Because it's probably, until this cement factory kicked off the other day, in full business, the most relaxing place I've come across in donkeys of years, from when I used to be able to wander around the woodlands of England and Scotland, because I did live in Scotland for a while, Dumfries and Galloway. And I once owned a cottage in a place called Crocketford. Go to the cleaners tomorrow. I once owned a place in Crocketford, a milker's cottage, 100 and something years old. Freezing cold place, but wonderful experience. And I had this idea that, God, you know, if I could round up or buy, because I was making some good money at that time, doing my stuff from Bali. If I could round up a budget and allocate several yurts. I don't know if anyone knows what a yurt is. It's a domestic place for people, nomads style of people to live in, and put them around areas uplying from my cottage. But I would ask other farmers for their assistance and sharing the idea. It would be great fun as a retreat, you know, but I let the idea go by. So that's why I'm that kind of sort of character that zooms in on a place like this, you know. I've still yet to complete a journey through this place. It's several hundred yards wide and more than that long, right? It's no great shakes. Nothing here spooks me except the odd snake, cobra. I've seen scorpions here, and just this morning, before I set the GoPro up here, I moved my office chair directly behind to see if I was getting the right visual thing for my lens. I had to flick a jing-joke off my chair, bugger off. These little lizards that in the evening when you put the lights on around the house, they're all up on the, we don't have glass windows here, we have mesh, right? So the breeze can still travel through the house, but flies supposedly can't get through, but they do get through around the edges. And they're up, and they're just feasting on flies, mosquitoes too, you know, and they're keeping it down. But they complain about it if they ever get in the house, and I say, well, if they're in the house, they're doing a job. Okay, you've got to clean the poo up in the morning, you know, tiny little, like guinea pigs or hamster kind of poos, you know. I knew this vlog would go a bit AWOL, but anyway, yeah, you know, I want to bring my daughter here and sit in my hammock and let her just relax and maybe just listen to me doing the odd vlog, and trying to learn a few different vibes from this narrow regime of voodoo culture, and oh well. So what I'm going to do, oh yeah, incidentally, Erin Dawes, who's out of my books at the moment, and vice versa, she has suggested the fact that I may be coming round here because I've got a Mianoi, right? A Mianoi is a lady who will come and satisfy your demands because your wife doesn't, or whatever, for a few quid. And she's convinced that one of the reasons why I come around is I've got a Mianoi. Oh, God. Anyway. But she does English lessons, as I've previously mentioned before, Saturday and Sundays. There's a couple of youngsters coming out. God, that's sticky stuff. The Queen of Fruit, don't forget the little quiz. What's it called? And I did a recent vlog on all the shells, the snail shells that I've been picking up around here. And this little girl that comes, along with this other young boy, to do English studies. After the 2-hour session, they want to take a sneak round to my workshop because they're quite intrigued about all the stuff that I've got hanging around. And she found the snail shells and she was confused as why. So I picked one up and I said, I will decorate it for you, right? So she's going to come on Saturday next, and I've done it, but it might not show up on the camera because I've painted it actually a dark colour. I'm going to lean over, right? But if you, right, okay. So what I've done, I've painted it a very, very dark sort of purple colour. You can see the shell formation, right? You don't bother with the inside. And what I've done with a tiny little paintbrush, I've put little wiggles of UPV glue, right? Watered down UPV glue. And then I'll sprinkle a bit of this stuff on, a step at a time, and then tap the excess off. Let it dry, and then I'll do another one, right? So, yeah, there you go. I hope you can see that. So there you go. But yeah, oh God, I'd love to bring my daughter over here, I don't want her to be controlled by the old school. God, I've said before, I'm older than my girlfriend's parents. By a league almost, What's a league? No idea. Anyway, by about 8 or 9 years. I am more younger minded than they could ever hope to have been when they were in the late 20s or whatever. Thais don't think about anything beyond Thailand. You'll never see a map of the world here. In the schools that I've been to, that I've been invited to in my early days to try and teach a little bit of English, I said, have you got a map of the world? Do you know who the English Prime Minister is at the time, or the American Prime Minister? Where's America? Blah blah blah. And I've shown them on the map. I've shown them that they have to get a map, and I can point it out. There's a map of the world out there. They know people in their province are from someplace called Australia or Ankrit, England, right? But they call it Ankrit. America is called Sahara America, right? So it's all weird stuff. But apart from that, they don't know nothing. But I might switch off. I'm going to go get my office, what do you call them? This water dispenser here, right? Ricky Gervais hasn't got one. I've got one. I'm going to have a nibble on a couple more of these, and I might resume later. But yeah, I'm crashed out today and frigged off, to be honest. So don't forget the name of this fruit, because I'm going to switch off. I'm going to listen to the birdies and the breeze and take my day from there. Okay, So, bye bye. See ya.